In 1910, a little girl was born in a city called Skopje. Today, this city is in North Macedonia. Her name was Agnes Gonçabojaksiu. She lived with her mother, father, and 2 siblings. Her family was kind and religious. They often helped poor people in their neighborhood. Agnes was a quiet and thoughtful girl. She loved going to church, and she prayed every day. When she was just 12 years old, she felt something strong in her heart. She wanted to give her life to God and help people in need. When Agnes was 18 years old, she made a big decision. She left her home and her family to join a group of nuns in Ireland. This group was called the Sisters of Loreto. There, she learned English because she was going to be sent to India. After some time in Ireland, Agnes traveled to India. It was a long and difficult journey. She finally arrived in the city of Kolkata, which was called Calcutta at that time. India was very different from her home. It was hot, busy, and full of people. Agnes became a teacher in a school for girls. She also became a nun and took a new name, Sister Teresa, after Saint Teresa of Lisieux. She loved teaching, and the children loved her. But every day, she saw people outside the school who were very poor, sick, or dying. These images stayed in her mind. She felt that God was calling her to do something more. She wanted to live among the poor and help them directly. In 1946, while on a train journey, Sister Teresa had a special moment. She called it the call within the call. She believed God was telling her to leave the school and serve the poorest of the poor. Leaving the convent school was not easy. Sister Teresa had no money and no place to stay, but she trusted that God would help her. She wore a simple white sari with a blue border, like the poor women in Kolkata. This became her new uniform. She began walking the streets, helping people who were sick and hungry. At first, she was alone, but slowly, other young women came to help her. Together, they started a new group called the Missionaries of Charity. They opened a small home for the dying. It was a place where people could come to be cared for and loved in their final days. Many of these people had been left on the streets. Mother Teresa, as she was now called, gave them comfort, peace, and dignity. As the years passed, more and more people heard about Mother Teresa. Some came to help her. Others gave money, food, or medicine. Newspapers and TV stations began telling her story. Many were surprised by her courage and kindness. Mother Teresa always said she was doing small things with great love. She didn't try to do big things. She just helped one person at a time. Soon, the Missionaries of Charity opened homes in other cities and countries. Mother Teresa traveled to many places to help the poor, the sick, and the forgotten. She became known around the world. In 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize for her work. Even though Mother Teresa was now famous, she stayed simple and humble. She still lived like the poor and continued her work in the streets of Kolkata. She never wanted a big house or special treatment. She believed that true happiness came from loving and helping others. Many world leaders wanted to meet her. Presidents, kings, and queens invited her to speak. But Mother Teresa was not interested in power or money. She used every chance to speak about the poor. She asked rich people to share what they had. She reminded the world that even one small act of kindness could change someone's life. In 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize. At the ceremony, she gave a short but powerful speech. She did not talk about herself. Instead, she talked about how many people were suffering in the world. She asked people to help their neighbors, especially those who were lonely or forgotten. Mother Teresa believed that love was not just a feeling, it was something you do. She once said, "Not all of us can do great things. but we can do small things with great love. That idea became the heart of her mission. Her missionaries of charity began to grow quickly. They opened homes for the dying, orphanages, hospitals, and shelters in many countries. They went to places where others were afraid to go, war zones, areas with disease, and very poor villages. Her sisters wore the same simple white sari with a blue border. They lived in small houses and followed a strict routine of prayer and service. They did not work for money. They worked for love. But not everyone agreed with Mother Teresa. Some people said that her homes were too simple. They said that she should spend more money on better equipment or medicine. Others said that she focused too much on suffering and not enough on changing the causes of poverty. Mother Teresa listened to these voices, but she did not stop her work. She believed that her job was not to solve every problem, but to care for the people who were suffering right now. She once said, "If you judge people, you have no time to love them." Even when she was sick or tired, she continued visiting the poor and comforting them. She had many health problems in her later years, heart problems, lung infections, and more. But she kept going, saying that her strength came from God. In the 1990s, Mother Teresa's health became weaker. But she continued to travel when she could. She visited Africa, Latin America, and even places in Europe and North America where people were in need. Wherever she went, she spoke about peace, love, and service. In 1997, at the age of 87, Mother Teresa decided to step down as the head of the Missionaries of Charity. A new leader was chosen, but Mother Teresa stayed nearby to guide and support the sisters. Only a few months later, on September 5, 1997, Mother Teresa passed away. The world mourned her death. Thousands of people came to her funeral in Kolkata. Leaders from many countries sent messages of respect. But the people who missed her most were the poor she had served with her whole heart. After her death, the Missionaries of Charity continued their work. Today, they serve in over 130 countries, caring for the poorest and most forgotten people. Her message of love still inspires millions around the world. In 2016, Mother Teresa was declared a saint by the Catholic Church. She is now called Saint Teresa of Calcutta. But for many people, she will always be simply Mother Teresa, a woman who gave everything to help others. Even now, many people read her quotes, study her life, and follow her example. Schools, hospitals, and charities are named after her. She showed the world that one person, with a heart full of love, can make a big difference. Mother Teresa was not only known for her actions, but also for her words. She spoke simply, but her words were full of meaning. She often reminded people that even the smallest act of kindness matters. Some of her most famous quotes include, "If you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. Peace begins with a smile. Do small things with great love." These short, powerful sentences continue to inspire people today. They are used in classrooms, speeches, and books. They remind us that we don't need to be rich or famous to make a difference. We just need to care. More than 25 years after her death, the work of Mother Teresa still continues. The Missionaries of Charity now have over 5,000 sisters and many volunteers. They serve in over 130 countries, caring for the poor, the sick, the hungry, and the lonely. They run orphanages, hospitals, soup kitchens, and homes for the dying. In every place, they follow Mother Teresa's example of simple, loving service. They do not ask for anything in return. They serve people of all religions, races, and backgrounds. Mother Teresa's life is now taught in schools and studied in history classes. She is remembered not just as a religious woman, but as a global symbol of love, mercy, and compassion. Mother Teresa's story teaches us many things. You don't need a lot of money or power to help others. One small action, done with love, can change a life. True happiness comes from giving, not getting. Even when life is hard, you can choose to be kind. She showed us that every person matters. Whether someone is rich or poor, young or old, healthy or sick, they all deserve love and respect. Final thoughts. Mother Teresa once said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." This story is not only about her life. It is about what each of us can do. You are learning English, which is already a big step. And through this story, you're also learning how to be a better person. If you take one thing from this story, let it be this. Kindness is powerful. Love is powerful. And you have the power to make the world a better place, one small act at a time.